Hello and welcome along to episode 22 of the Where's My Kit Bag podcast, featuring myself, James.
Me, Will.
And me, Steve.
Boys, how's our weekends been? How are we?
Not too bad. We've made
happening?
it through the awards.
Yeah.
Oh,
Made it through the
boy.
barricades.
Amazing. Yeah.
And it
really
all went
well.
pretty smoothly.
Best day of my life. Best day of my life.
God, you didn't wait on that one, did you?
No.
Jeez, he was eager.
Steve wanted it, and I could see it in
I
his
think we
eyes.
all wanted it.
Yeah.
We've got some new jingles.
Only a couple, but
Yes, only a
They've-
couple, but they're fantastic additions.
yeah.
And it's just what the podcast needed.
So everybody who didn't know what our in-joke was last week can now relate
Yes,
to what that is.
damn straight.
But yeah, no, it was good. The awards were great. Should we start with that?
Yes. Why the hell
Might as well
not?
get straight
Shall,
onto-
shall we just go straight into new TechNet news?
Might as well. It kind of
Oh,
falls under the
yeah.
category. Well, I guess there was kind of two things, wasn't there? So we had Friday night was the big main event, the pay-per-view. I guess it was a pay-per-view, if you want to put it that way.
Nice.
And it was the 2019 graduating class awards night. Yeah, basically. That was I don't know what that was, but there you go.
Let's get ready
That's
to
what- that must have-
award. Was that the voice?
That's
you were trying
pretty
to go
much what
for?
I was going
Nice, like it.
for. It went really well. We had 19 awards. 19? No, the running order was of 19 categories, wasn't there? I think it was about 16 awards.
Yeah, something
Yes.
like that.
We started with a lovely introduction by Dan and Rach, basically singing the praises of the lovely students of this year. Got onto a montage.
Went down very well.
went
Good job on
down-
that, Steve.
Thank you very much. A little montage of everybody's fantastic work. So actually, thank you very much to everybody who featured in the montage, because there wouldn't be a montage without your work.
Very true.
Absolutely.
Then we had a bit of fun with something called a teacher mockery. I was about to kind of hit the brakes there, because obviously it's always quite a surprise for the following year. But who knows how many first years listen to this. If you are a first year and you are listening to this, we need to find
Just
some.
wait and see, I think.
Yeah, wait and
Yeah.
see. I was going to say let us know that you're listening as a first
Oh,
year.
right, yeah.
Because I knew of a lot of second years that listen to the pod. Didn't know how many first years listen to the pod. So if you're a first year, drop us an email at technet@farmworld.ac.uk. Just let us know. We'd appreciate it. Onwards. And then we went through the awards. It was really good. James,
Your
it was
first ever awards, isn't it,
my
Steve?
first ever awards. Yeah, I was.
What was your experience in the big box? I say big, it was quite a small box, but
So when it started and the montage was playing, because obviously there's been so much prep, and we've been working so hard for it. The butterflies were very much in my stomach. So I was like, this needs to go well. But once the first couple of awards started going through, I was like, oh, this is good fun. And it was great, and everyone got really involved. I actually have a question for you, James, because you presented an award for the first time in
I
all
did.
your years of.
It's taken them 6 years to put me in front of that pedestal.
How did you find it?
It was good. It was good. Yeah, it was. But I did feel a little bit lost on the night, because I wasn't in the box with you two where I normally am, and I was down with the teachers. And I was just like, I feel like this is the wrong place for me here.
it's the transition. That's the first stage.
I
of the
felt a bit
transition.
like this. I was like, I don't know where my home is now.
Definitely playing the wrong one.
Oh, yes. Right. Well, I'll let this finish first, because I want to say some sad things, and I mean, it was nice presenting an award. All of us presented an award, which
We
is quite
did.
good.
We did.
But I knew no
Steve-
different. So
yeah,
it was-
exactly.
it was
Steve
fine for me.
presented an award on his first award.
We did do
Yeah.
a bit of a karaoke, didn't we? In terms of you go up and then I go down, then we all go
Yeah.
down, then up go.
There was a lot of hokey pokey.
Musical chairs.
It did work out though.
But yeah, it felt weird.
Worst day of my life. Worst day of my life.
There you go,
Perfect.
Steve.
Love that. That's so
That's
fitting.
good.
Totally unscripted. But yeah, no, for me it felt really weird not being in the tech box running it. I was just like, oh, this feels wrong.
Mm.
Oh
No,
no.
we when we were running through it about 2 p.m. that day, I knew that the feeling of how confident I was on the computer, because Will kind of ran the computer. I just kind of upped and down the mics and sounds every now and then. But when Will went down and I was like in control of like playing and pausing stuff, I was like, oh my goodness, the power that I have. But no, it went well. So yeah, and I think everyone was happy. Everyone,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was the fastest award show we've ever had.
Mm.
went buttery smooth, as some would say.
Hey. Nice.
Which it wasn't really our downfall as such, because
No.
it was just quick and easy, because we looked at our watches at about 10 to 8 and we were nearing the last
Yeah.
categories, and we expected it to be about an hour and a half, but we somehow shaved a bit of time. I can only assume we accounted for a minute, which sounds like not very long, for the student to have their round of applause, come down, collect their award, and then get back to their seat. But that lasted, I think the longest one was about 25 seconds.
Yeah.
So you got to think 19 times over we never hit that minute. So we're shaving minutes every category. But yeah, all in all, it was very successful. A lot to look forward to next year for the next students. Congratulations to all the listening students that even got nominated. I mean, it's quite a privilege. When I was a student back in the day, I didn't win an award. I got nominated though. Yeah. So there you go, and that was a privilege as it was. So, yeah,
Yeah, it was really nice. A really good crowd as well. I think everybody got behind
Yep.
each other's work, which is always nice. So yeah, I think it was awesome.
Another solid, good awards done.
Tick
Nice.
in the bag.
What's next, Steve?
Um,
what are we doing now?
So on Monday, we attended Fleet Film Student Festival,
Of course.
which was a really nice way for some students to have their work showcased to a outside audience, and it was received really well. It was a much longer night than ours, through the just for the sheer fact that they were showing the whole films, and they had a few guest speakers, etc. But it was a sweet little night. It was nice to work with Fleet Film and kind of have that little collaboration. and
Yeah.
everything. So
It was a good night all round.
and that kind of like rounded off, let's say, the awards weekend, so
Yeah.
to speak.
All came in a flurry, didn't it?
Yeah,
The awards week.
yeah. And now we're lost. Now we're gonna get put in a box until September.
We have got sort of one video in the pipeline, don't we? Hopefully we'll start putting out some content again.
Yeah, it is the not revamping. It's the restart of some TechNet videos. We can actually tell you what we're going to be coming out with. So a lot of the time, a lot of students are very much like, I want to get this piece of equipment out, but I don't really know what I'm going to be getting from it. So we're going to kind of go through examples of what effects you'll get with the camera sitting on different things, i.e. The tripod, which sounds very self-explanatory, but then a slider, jibs, shoulder rigs, fig rigs, and just what the difference is. So when they know, okay, that's a shot I'm looking for, I'll book that bit of equipment out. We're not going to kind of show you how to put it all together. If you do want to book it out and you're a bit like, oh, I can't remember, then come speak to us. But it's more the effect that you're going to get through the lens is what we're going to kind of go for. So hopefully expect that before the next time you hear our voices next week.
Yes. That's the
Nice.
plan.
That should be quite
plan.
good.
Yeah.
Be quite nice to film that as well.
Yeah, it's nice to get back on the saddle, so to speak,
Oh,
of
yeah.
TechNet.
Back on the saddle.
Yeah, is that not a saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I got
don't-
worried then.
I didn't know TechNet was a horse
No.
that we could ride.
Yeah, well, it's been in the stables for a little while whilst we've been addressing the awards over in the paddock.
Hibernating for winter.
Yeah.
Oh, my days. Oh, but yeah. Otherwise, we've got we've got that on the cards. We have no more awards until next year, so that's good. Slightly less stress for us, which is always nice. But yeah, should be all good and
Yes.
Yes, very good. Will, shall we have some tech news from you?
Let's do it. Bam. Alrighty, we're back to the tech news segment. So, what's been going on this week? Well, first thing I'm going to start off with is, as we're all Switch owners,
That is correct.
Nintendo have now announced that there's 2 new Switch products in production.
For goodness sake, Nintendo.
So, what does that mean? We don't know. I'd probably put my money on like a Switch Lite version and maybe a Pro version or something like that. Maybe probably one with a bigger screen.
Oh, do you mean
or
like
less bezel.
Nintendo Switch Go Plus Plus?
Yeah, with their naming schemes.
Professional.
Yeah, it'll be called like Nintendo Switchback or something like that.
No, I could not last with that.
That's all they've said though. They've said it, and they haven't said anytime. I mean, we can all assume that they were kind of thinking or making something like we said before, but they have said now officially that yes, we've got something in the pipeline.
You know what they're going to call the two of them?
What?
The fresh one's going to be called the Switch XL,
Yeah.
and then the other, or the actually no, it'll be the new.
Oh
like,
yeah,
air
yeah, the
quotes,
Amiibo new thing.
Switch XL,
Yeah.
and then the other one will be the new Switch Lite, but spelled LITE, like they did with 3DS.
People are saying the rumors are that the sort of like light version is going to be a fair bit cheaper, but the Joy-Cons won't detach. I was like, interesting, because some games kind of you require that.
So I saw something on YouTube. This basically is this person who's been getting some traction about some concept art. If you search "switch up" concept on YouTube, you'll basically find this this full scale concept art this person's developed, where the Joy-Cons are completely attached to the device, and then it sits on like a flat dock to be docked, and then you'd use like a Pro controller or your own Joy-Cons if you wanted to play it in docked mode. It was pretty interesting. It was called Switch Up, which I think was quite a cool name.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, kind of having like a Pro controller.
Have you found it on?
I have.
Yeah.
It also looks like it's got like a little tripod mount on the like. On
yeah,
the
it's an
bottom of
interesting
it.
little thing. It was just some sort of concept art, because I saw that and the way it's kind of put together.
I see, and it's got like a little magnetic charging.
Yeah,
dock
so they've changed the dock as well, which is.
I mean, that
bit
dock
awkward.
looks way cleaner.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
So check out Switch Up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then the only other thing I saw was these kind of Joy-Cons at E3. I don't know if you've seen these Joy-Cons. These like partnered Joy-Cons. So I think it's the same channel. The channel goes over my head. I won't be able to tell you what it was. But they're licensed Joy-Cons, but they're like in the shape of like an Xbox controller, so they fit better in your hands, but they can't be like used wirelessly. They're designed to be attached to the device, which was quite cool.
All right.
But these felt like you'd literally cut an Xbox controller in half and put a screen between your Xbox controller, so it was much more ergonomically
I've
fitted
kind of seen that. Yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah.
hand, which
Yeah,
was
I've
quite
seen
cool. I'm really excited for the next couple of months as a Switch owner. Next few months, anyway.
We'll see. I just hope that whatever happens with the new consoles, we can keep at least the controllers, the Joy-Cons, and then we can just switch out the body.
Because
What do
they
you think
are
about the dock?
expensive.
Would you want to keep the dock or
No,
your new dock?
no. I want the dock to be more portable, because right now,
I'm with you.
like when you take it places, it's a bit of a faff.
Yeah,
I think it needs to be like a Chromecast kind of thing.
I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I guess it still needs power, doesn't it?
Yep.
But it just needs to be way smaller.
Yeah.
I think it could literally be something that just plugs into the bottom
See,
and sits on a stand.
I would be fine with another dock because then I can have one upstairs, one downstairs.
Yeah.
Perfection.
but if you then bought the Pro, would the Pro then fit in the old dock?
Yeah, that's what.
That's
I don't
what you'd
know.
have to hope. If it didn't, then I'd be like, Nintendo, why?
Yeah.
Why have you done this?
But
to
these
me?
are all things you have to consider.
I think that's
Interesting.
kind of like one of the flaws is like if you're playing portably, and you're trying to charge it, the cable dangles from the bottom.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? So it always gets in the way a bit. It's not quite right in my opinion. That's like personally, I prefer headphone jacks at the top of phones.
Yeah.
Just because again, it doesn't.
I think the
get in
headphone
way.
jack's on the top of the Switch, isn't it? But the charging
Correct,
jack isn't.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, which is odd.
Chargers at the bottom.
Yeah.
I've always found the charger and the headphone jack to be relatively near the same place on most devices.
so
Which usually helps.
Interesting.
Um,
Moving on. The new sort of like James Bond vehicle has been announced for the film. It's called the Valhalla. So
ooh.
the Aston Martin Valhalla. It's going for 1.5 million.
All right, I'll just go to the bank.
It's a hybrid supercar, and they're only making 500 of it. It's pretty
Wow.
cool. It looks pretty mental. It looks like a proper concept car.
It looks like a Pagani Zonda.
Yeah, a little bit.
I
Actually.
just looked at the picture and went,
Yeah,
that looks like a Zonda.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. No real stats on or anything, but 500 be made. I'm sure people have already put their names to that. But that was just quite an interesting little promo they're doing, as they always kind of have Aston Martin for the cars.
Can I tell you the stats, Will? And Steve,
Yes.
bless you.
Thank you.
Excellent sneeze hiding there. But we made note of it. I think the specs will be fast.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think the
hybrid
specs
car.
will be accelerate quick,
Yeah.
fast.
Yes. I would.
Good
I would-
steering.
Yeah, I'd concur with that. I think.
Engine big. Oh god, that
looks cool, though.
It does look cool.
I'm a fan of Aston Martin's new stuff.
Because unlike previous Bond cars, that BMW Z8.
Oh.
The one that got
wasn't
the one that got chased by a Jaguar on
yeah.
some ice.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a bit-
Oh, right.
it was a bit.
Oh, that was okay.
It was all
I thought
right.
it was a pretty cool sequence,
But
actually.
that looks mental. That looks. I think that almost looks too mental for James Bond.
We'll see. They had the
Don't know. I'm intrigued.
what was the? I can't remember though. Was it the DB? It was the DB something, wasn't it, in the last film? And they made 11 of them. Oh no, DB. Was it a D?
Ooh,
Was it DB11 and they made 11 of them?
possibly.
I think, and then they wrecked 3 of them on set or something
As
like
you
that.
do.
Yeah.
Oh, they did all the barrel rolls.
That's
Yeah.
if this film even gets made with the amount of like chaos that's being caused with it. They had
Who
an
knows?
explosion at Pinewood Studios,
Oh,
and
jeez.
a bit of the building landed on someone.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not good.
Yeah, and Daniel Craig had a leg injury while he was on set, so they had to cancel filming for that. And now the Rami Malek's the bad guy.
Interesting.
But something with their filming schedule, apparently Daniel Craig and him are never on set at the same time. So how are they going to film? I don't know. You can check that out.
Hello,
that was a
Mr.
news story a
Bond.
while ago. Hopefully they sort their contracts out and stuff. But I think that'd be quite hard to shoot a film like that.
Yeah.
But we'll
You know,
see.
everything will just be 2 shots.
Yeah, cut
Just
away, cut
constantly-
from back,
constantly
cut from
cutaways,
back. Yeah, and then the last bit of news is a bit from Google. So there was loads and loads of rumors buzzing about Google's new phone, the Pixel 4, as people were calling it. People had seen cases released, people had seen mock-ups and stuff made, all with this sort of square glass cutout at the back for the camera. As obviously both me and James are now Google Pixel 3a owners.
Whoop, whoop.
They've currently only got one camera in the back, but still got all crazy features and stuff on it. And then they basically went on Twitter and they're like, look, all right, you've been getting a bit noisy. Here, take this. And they just leaked a photo, their own photo. So they just showed it off. They said, we've got nothing else to show you right now, but here's a picture. And that's pretty much one of the first time they've kind of broken the cycle of sort of like the phone guessing game. And I think the reason why is because the upcoming rumoured Apple product, which always gets released before the Google one, also is looking to have this sort of square, almost exactly the same design.
Interesting.
So I think they want to be ahead of the curve and be like, whoa, hang on a sec, we officially showed it first, you copied us.
Yeah.
And then if Apple then say it's a revolutionary design in their presentation, it's not. So I think Google kind of trying to beat them to the mark, which people don't really do anymore. You get, like with the OnePlus, we get kind of rumors or leaks and stuff like that of like rough designs, but this is Google straight up being like, here it is. So that was really cool, kind of freshening things up a little bit. As for specs, you probably don't know. I think everybody's just waiting to see what the camera's going to be like, because the Pixel camera, as far as I'm still aware, is still the best one on any smartphone device, and the features on it. So, I mean, can they up it? I'm sure they can. They're Google, so we'll have to see how that goes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I do not regret buying my phone.
Me neither.
No.
I love it. I've definitely did not need any more power than what this phone has.
No.
Because I know it's got a weaker processor, but like it's for
Do
what
you,
I
do you notice it?
I don't play
No.
games and stuff on my phone.
What did you pick up this weekend? Do you want to tell everyone about that in your tech news?
What did I pick up this weekend? What did I pick up on this weekend?
Your Apple product.
Oh,
What do you think of it?
Wait,
Yeah.
sorry.
That was
A
like
what
flew by.
product?
Oh
Nice.
yes, I have indeed bought an Apple product.
Oh.
I think it's pretty cool. I can't lie, I'm quite jealous of it. I think it's pretty decent.
My one argument against this is that it has a Type-C connector. So the fact that it's not got its own proprietary connector anymore, I was like, okay, so the only thing Apple about it is this operating system. I can live with that. And it is awesome. I picked up the iPad Pro 11-inch with the Apple Pencil, and my God, it is so quick. It's got a 120 hertz display, which is really nice. So everything feels really smooth. And the pencil's great. I love it. I love using a little stylus. You think it's kind of a bit counterintuitive in terms of like a touchscreen and stuff, but just for like, I've done some video editing on it. I've done some Lightroom editing on it. We've been doing a bit of drawing, all 3 of us on it. We've been having good fun on.
That's what I can get over, is having a tapping interface on a pen that has no buttons. It's like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
quite cool.
great. Yeah,
But
and
it's
then
quite interesting.
it just magnetically clicks onto the iPad and charges it
Mm.
at the same time as well, which is pretty cool. I love it. I really like it, and I think I'm gonna try not use my computer unless I have to now, in terms of work scenarios. One great feature they're adding to it in the upcoming update is that you can plug your camera in. So I could plug my Sony in, and then I can edit all the photos whilst they're on the camera. so I don't need to put it onto local storage.
Yep.
So I can literally take it straight from the camera onto Lightroom and not have to mess around with like a middleman. I can literally edit it straight from the camera, which is awesome. Same with video footage, you'll be able to do. So you could plug a USB or an SSD into it, and then you can edit off the SSD rather than having to put it on local storage, which is pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. I had an iPad Air 1st gen in university, and I just used it for note taking. For any of you iPad or Apple fanboys out there, I had an iPhone at the same time, and it was great because obviously being a filmmaker, I'd sit in lectures and type away at all this film theory and all these like physics that you need for cameras and stuff, which I didn't think I'd know. And I'd then be on set, and because obviously everything links through the cloud, I'm like, oh, what was that measurement I needed, or how do I quickly do this, or X, Y, and Z. Especially when I was doing when I had to be in first AC and build an Arri, the 416 HS Plus, a film camera that I had to build. I had a full tutorial on it, made loads of notes on my phone, and then it was on my mobile phone when I was actually on set. So it was just having confidence, which I do like about Apple products. I've no Apple products anymore, but I've always had a little soft spot for them. But there you go.
Yeah.
That's my reason why I'm like, this is quite cool. If I had that, I'd be like, wow, I'd be the talk of the town.
I've never owned an Apple product ever.
Ever?
Nope.
Mad.
Not even.
Oh, you must
an
be
iPod.
one of
What
few
about
percent.
iPod Touch?
Nope.
iPod Classic?
Well,
Nope.
no, I've
None
lied
of
to
them.
you then.
Never
I've
had
still
one.
got a couple of iPods in my drawers
Yeah.
somewhere, but I don't really know.
I mean, you can't- yeah.
But,
Never owned a single Apple product. No iPods, no iPhones, no iPads, nothing.
Did you have a BlackBerry?
I did at one point.
Ah,
yes.
okay. So you were on one hype
okay,
train. Okay,
right.
good. Just
Yeah,
checking.
BlackBerry Curve like everyone else.
Yeah, so I didn't get a
I
BlackBerry.
didn't get a BlackBerry either.
but I got an iPhone.
Well, I did have a Motorola
BBM?
Razr.
What's your BBM?
yeah, you had a
Yeah.
Razr as well.
I had a Motorola Razr
You've
V3.
been on more hype trains than I have.
No, I was a sheep when I was younger. No,
Nokia?
no.
Did you get a Nokia?
Huh?
Nokia at some point?
Oh.
Must have had a Nokia. at
God,
some
one
point.
of my first phones was a Nokia. I cannot
Yeah.
remember which one it was.
Steve Nokia?
Yep.
Yeah.
Although my very first phone, I think, was something called Sanggem or something. It was some cheapo thing from Vodafone way
Nice.
back, and I still have that same number to this very day.
Wow.
Yep, I've never changed my number. That's what is the only number I can recite, in 2 seconds.
What's your number?
999.
Oh, God.
Oh,
no.
no.
jeez. No, don't call that. That is not his number.
01252 688327. That gets through to us in the TechNet office.
Nice. Good plug.
That's subtle. No, I literally have had the same number. Different SIM cards, but the same number.
Yeah,
I've
that's
always,
nice.
I've always
Nice.
ported it over.
I like that.
That's sad.
cool.
That's sad.
Well-
That number is damn old.
That just about wraps up. Tech news.
Tech news. Nice. And now that leads into Tune of the Week, which is still pending in June because I haven't had time to
No, I
make
thought you'd done one.
one. Sorry.
I was actually quite excited.
Oh,
it's-
man.
Nice.
It is. It's the worst day of Steve's life.
Oh.
I still don't have a jingle for
Where's the
Tune of Week.
jingle?
I will make one next year. 100% there'll be a jingle.
That's
for
the
Tune
title
the
of this podcast.
No, where's my jingle?
Where's the jingle?
No, where's my jingle?
Where's my jingle?
Where's my jingle?
Welcome to the Where's My Jingle podcast.
Where's Bale? Where's your jingle? I don't know. Leave me alone. So yeah, I will make a jingle one day.
You're
That
like
will happen.
Charlie Harper from 2.5 Men who never writes his jingles.
That's a niche reference. I like it. I love it. But yes, Tune of the Week this week. I picked this up at the weekend. I bumped into this on the old YouTubes. One of the many sources I find my new music. And yeah, this one is by a band called Half Alive, who I've bumped into before.
You've been bumping into a lot of things recently.
I know. I'm Mr. Bump. That's who I am. And I listened to them a while back, and I was like, "This band sound cool. I'll keep my ear to the ground. I'll subscribe and see what they do." And then this one popped up on my feed, and I was like, "Ooh!" And then I gave it a listen. Went, "This sounds dope. I like this." Gave it another 5 listens immediately afterwards, as you must do. And it's a track called Runaway. It's literally under 3 minutes long, which is slightly rare for tracks these days. But yeah, no, it's a really quite nice upbeat, slightly poppy indie vibe. Really, really nice song. Really cool video. It's got like 2 people basically like dancing through their lives through it, which is quite nice.
Who's the artist? Sorry.
Half Alive.
Half Alive. Okay.
Half Alive.
Right.
They've got a little full stop, or a little kind of bullet point between the half and alive. But if you just type Half Alive Runaway, it pops straight up. The link will be in the description, so you can just click straight on it and give it a listen. But yeah, Half Alive Runaway, really good song. Absolutely loving it. And I automatically pre-ordered the album because it's coming out in August.
I like that.
I know. I always do. I'm like,
Guns blazing.
I like this. Pre-order. I'm getting this. So yeah, I'll also put this song on the Spotify playlist as well. And there's a link to that as well in the description down below. So give it a listen if you've got some time, which you should do because it's literally like 2 minutes 40 long.
You played it earlier. It was a sweet little song.
It's
I quite
nice.
enjoyed
I
it.
like it. Half Alive, Runaway. Much recommend. But yeah, with that in mind, shall we have a little bit of film / what have we been watching?
Let's do it
this week?
I think it's evolved, hasn't it? It's very much now. It's
What have we been watching?
yeah. I like that
Yeah. I can make that a jingle as well
because I've seen a lot this
What
week.
have we been watching? Oh,
Well, for
Stephen.
me, you know,
For
you.
obviously, I've seen a lot this week because I've been like, I want to watch that. Well, I've wanted to watch the other stuff,
hit us
but
up.
it's like,
Hit us up with a
pressure.
little
Well,
rundown.
Steve,
Well, I
yeah,
think
what have you been watching? Tell us.
well, I thought I might as well start. Well, both of the things that I'm going
Ooh.
to talk about, you both have seen. So the first one I'm going to start with, because I think it's a slightly more niche topic. I watched Baby Driver for the first time.
Oh, I love that film.
For technical ability, in regards to how technically it is incredible. And by that I mean like how well the scenes correlate with sound it's a masterclass. I personally think. The story was strong. It was good. I enjoyed it, but I was very much drawn to the masterclass of linking the sound with the visuals. And if you've seen Baby Driver, you know what I mean. I know your favorite scene, Will, was it's like
The coffee run,
It's
I
the
call
coffee
it,
run,
yeah.
the coffee run scene.
I thought that was loved it.
Yeah,
It could have been a music video, but it didn't have a music video vibe to it.
yeah.
Like it was. I loved it. It was so clean.
Yeah, I just thought it was a really, really cool film. I would give it an 8
Oh,
out of 10.
8 out of
Gets
10.
up to an 8. I'd love to give it higher, but
I'd give it an 8. I think.
there were
Oh yeah,
there
I
were
would.
there were a few story things that I was just like, nah. Okay, cool. Well, not wasn't annoyed by them at all. I'm not going to throw too many spoilers out there because I don't think we've actually spoiled anything. So I'll actually leave this one without
nice.
a spoiler. But yeah, it was a cool film. Like I'm always a sucker for good sound in films because I don't know sound very well in comparison to my cameras. So I'm always like, I'm jealous that you can make it sound and look that good. I think it's the bridging, the very successful bridging between diegetic and non-diegetic sound. I thought that was really
mastered.
really strong. And they made it quite comedic as well. I mean, there's a scene really early in it where they do a heist and they start bickering, and Baby Driver's character likes to be very on beat, and he the other assailants, would you call them that? Is that the right adjective?
Yeah.
The other assailants.
Yeah, the other criminals.
They start bickering, but Baby's already pressed the music. So he's like, wait a minute, I've got to start the song again. And then the scene starts, and it's really, really powerful, and it really helps it flow. And it's a good trip down memory lane for good music.
Absolutely.
Takes a bit of the seriousness out of it. I think that could have been a real raw film, but with this kind of completely original idea. They blew it out of the water.
I think the characters are so defined as well, aren't they? Like as soon as you introduce them, you know how they react to situations.
I think Jamie Foxx's character was great. He nailed that.
Yeah, is it John Hamm? Isn't it? Is that
Yes.
the other guy?
Yeah.
He's awesome. Yeah, I love John Hamm.
Yeah, I thought it was cool film. Definitely check it out. The reason I saw it is everyone was singing its praises when it first came out in 2017, but I never got round to it in the cinema, and I thought it was just recently, but apparently it's been on Netflix for about a month now.
Oh right.
So yeah, find it on Netflix. Baby Driver, check it out. Really cool film. I don't know if we've actually said it. It's a film about somebody who has what's the
tinnitus? Tinnitus.
Yeah,
tinnitus.
tinnitus.
He has a little ring in his ear, so he plays music to drown it out. He's also a getaway driver. So yeah, let that
Also,
be.
yeah, that's what you need.
love the car Gymkhana in there. Absolutely love it.
I'm a sucker for a Japanese car. So
Oh yeah,
I enjoyed the opening.
really good. So 8 out of 10.
I'd say 8.
Solid.
Yeah.
What else have you been watching, Steve? Or are we going to go round? What are we thinking?
Let's go round.
Yeah,
Let's go round.
Because mine, both of you again have seen, so we can actually talk about that with spoilers, I think. So, what about you, James?
Me, I saw 5 Feet Apart.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Not heard of
People are
this.
like 5 feet apart. What is it? I don't know. It's basically the story about a hospital ward where all of the people have cystic fibrosis.
Okay.
And they can't get within 5 feet of each other because otherwise their bacteria affects the other people and then they get more ill because they can't fight off infections and so on and so forth. So it's quite a nice little kind of like love story-ish type thing where one of the characters has been there quite a while. A new patient comes in, all that kind of jazz. There's kind of like established characters. The guy's like the little outcast and all that kind of stuff. Tries to impress the girl, even though he's trying to be like macho and all that jazz. But I think my the way to describe it I think is sweet and endearing. I think is my kind of summary.
Oh, okay.
It's quite like it's nice.
Is that on Netflix?
I grabbed it on the old Discaroo. I grabbed it on the old Doof days. Was it streaming? Can't remember. One or the other. I have it
You've
on
just
a
seen
medium.
it.
I've seen it on a medium. I
Nice.
can't remember which. But yeah, no, it was. I thought it was quite good actually. I was pleasantly surprised. I was kind of like out of 10. I'd give it less than Baby Driver. I'd probably go. I'd say a solid 7.
Cool.
So a
Wow.
nice
Okay.
solid
Quite
7.
high score.
It's quite nice. There's it's just kind of like a nice bit of commie-rommy kind of stuff. But I saw medical, and of course I was
Yeah, I was
intrigued.
about to say that's probably what drew
Because
you in.
anything medical, I'm like, I'm there and will watch this. But yeah, no, I'd give it a solid 7. I'd
Nice.
say it's worth a gander if you fancy it. If you're
Cool.
feeling a bit bored,
Cool.
you're like, you know what, I've got an hour and a half to kill. Boom, chuck it on. What about you,
Nice.
Will? What have you been watching?
Wow.
Or
I
watched?
think this was probably one of my worst cinema experiences in a long time.
Would you like a sad trombone with that?
It was the only film where towards the end I was like I could leave now and I'd be okay with that.
That is bad.
I think in the end gave it a 2.5.
Oh, that is savage.
I was
Will.
just. Do you know what the weirdest thing? I was
What?
just thinking. I wonder what our where's my kit bag ratings list look like. And you've literally just named the bottom film.
This
Have
For
we got to make
me,
a Google
this
Doc where
was-
we rate everything we've watched now? Is this
maybe
what we're gonna do?
yeah. This was the new Men in Black.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
With Hemsworth.
Which is
and-
weird because you look at the cast and you're like, wow, that's quite a star-studded cast. But my God, was it just... You know the little things, the devices they have where you wipes your memory? I
Yep.
wanted one of
Yep.
those at the end of the film.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was
Ouch.
that
Will,
bad. It was
Will.
that
I
bad.
thought you were going to say something about them in the film.
No,
I want to
basically,
erase
like,
them.
the CGI was okay. I think it's just because they got a big budget, obviously, with all these big names. The story was shocking. There was like
Oh.
absolutely nothing to it. The characters were. It felt like we were watching like a rehearsal for it.
Oh,
and
that's
nothing
bad.
seemed right. And for someone like Chris Hemsworth, and I can't remember the other actor's name, but it was the one who was with him in Thor.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, in Ragnarok. Yeah. I can't remember her name. Sorry about that. But for they're both been in Marvel films. They're both used to acting with CGI sort of counterparts. And this, the disconnect was horrific. I can only put that down to the director because we know they can do it because they've done it in Thor.
Yep.
And they've been really good, which is obviously why they've got this gig together. But it just felt like the biggest money grab
Tessa
ever.
Thompson.
Tessa Thompson, that's it. And Emma Thompson was pretty good in this as
Oh
well.
God, it's Rotten Tomatoes rating. Oh, I've just seen. Oh.
What is it? I've not looked.
All right. Have a guess for the tomatometer.
Oh,
28%.
28% from Steve.
I thought I was right then the way
oh
you
right, I was about
responded.
to
Oh.
say, yeah.
Oh,
I'm going to say 35.
24%.
Oh my days! Oh, so
Even
that's
the
like,
aud-
that's like bang on what I was saying.
even the audience score is bad at
Yeah,
65.
you saying 2.5.
Yeah.
You're one off.
People have said, oh, it's an enjoyable film. It's just, I don't know.
Am I right in
weak.
saying it doesn't even have the iconic Men in Black music in it?
No, because
What?
they're trying to rebrand it now because Men in Black's too, I don't know, misogynistic. I guess is that the right term to use there? They're trying to like. There's a bit where the the female character lead, is basically trying to find the Men in Black, and then a few things happen. She said, "Welcome." Emma Thompson, the main character, who's like lead of it, says, "Welcome to the Men in Black." And she's like, "Men in Black?"
Oh yeah, that's in the trailer, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's kind. I think they're going to try and rebrand it. Maybe I don't know. Didn't really get what they were trying to do.
We are the indescript genders in black.
There was no
It doesn't
motive
really work.
for anything. Oh, it was poor. It was poor. I was not
Dear.
happy with
Will, does it need one of these?
yeah. Yeah, but we're going to see Toy Story 4 this weekend.
Which has a tomatometer score of what?
I don't know. High.
99%.
Holy
Oh, wow.
smokes.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
So far.
I'm quite intrigued because you think for film in a series, yes, there are some good ones, but majority is kind of like, okay, this is getting on a little bit now. But apparently, some people are saying this is the best one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's got
I can't
Keanu
wait.
Reeves in it, so
Yeah.
what else? Hey, can he do no wrong?
I don't know.
Keanu
I
can
don't
do
know.
no wrong. He's the
Maybe
internet's
we can all
prince.
go and see that on Saturday.
Yes.
That'd be quite nice.
That
Could
would be
be nice.
breathtaking.
That'd be good.
Hey, nice like that. What
Back
else
to-
have we been seeing?
back
Back to you,
I'm
Steve.
I'm calling mine there. That's me done.
The last one, only because we chatted about it last night and I caught it last night, was Miley Cyrus's Black Mirror episode. You guys seem to really sing its praises. And,
I quite liked it.
I thought it was quite good.
it was okay. I thought the first one was better. I've not seen the second
I
one
would
yet.
agree. Second one's my favourite.
I too haven't seen, because I'd seen the Cyrus one but not the first one, and you'd seen the first one but not the Cyrus one, so we decided to
Swap.
watch the other one that we had.
So you've seen the first one now.
I've now seen the first one. I
Right.
watched it last night.
But I think just quickly side noting, because I'm a it's gonna sound really bizarre. Because I'm like a Mortal Kombat fanboy in some ways, even though that's kind of weird to talk about the first episode of Black Mirror. I thought it was funny. I found that really amusing because I'm part.
It was that first moment you're happening, and you're just
Yeah.
like, what?
Because I'm like,
It's
oh, cool, a 2D fighting game, cool. What?
Yeah.
Stop. But
No.
so I found that it was a lot more engaging in regards of
Yeah.
a comedic factor. Factor.
If we're talking about episode 1, I did find it like you're saying, they're quite funny. It was just like, oh no, these characters shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
But imagine if they picked different characters, like
Yeah.
a giant panda and Yoshimitsu or something.
That's one of the funniest quotes. I'm not going to say it because there's swearing in it, but yeah, about the polar bear.
Yeah.
I won't say any more because if you've seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, episode 3. I mean, I think it was wasn't sure where we were going with it for a good 40 minutes of the hour-long episode, because we were balancing two stories, and I really enjoyed the girl's story, the fan story. I thought hers was really sweet. I'm gonna go. Do you want to put a spoiler warning on here? I feel like we should talk about this one a little more.
I can indeed.
But all of a sudden, they kind of hinted at this like brain thing that the dad did as a exterminator. That's the one. But it was just odd. There's two conscience of Ashley O.
Consciousnesses.
Yeah, I thought that was bizarre. Why would these people, these kind of criminals, so to speak, if we want to call them that, do these things? Why would they put a full consciousness in there and only limit it to 4% that some exterminator could accidentally bypass? Like that bit, I didn't really understand it. It would have been really interesting if it was her, Ashley O, that got the one conscience or something. Not everybody had that same conscience, because that kind of devalues a human spirit, so to speak, which I found bizarre. I know that's kind of the premise of the Black Mirror episode. I enjoyed it. I'm talking like I didn't enjoy it. It was something different. I just I feel as if that she should have unlocked that full conscience earlier, so she wasn't just this angry little robot for most of that last little bit.
Yeah, that was quite funny. She was just very angry.
Because you got to imagine, if you woke up and you were in a tiny little robot thing, you would freak out. You wouldn't be angry straight off the mark. You'd be like, oh my goodness, what is going on? And I feel like that kind of raw element was kind of needed. And I think being an audience member, I'm probably not the only one who grew up with like your Hannah Montanas with Miley Cyrus. It was too close for me.
Was that because it was Miley Cyrus?
Yes.
If it was a different actress.
Oh, absolutely. I think I'd have been much more engaged. But all I kept thinking was Hannah Montana, Which again, you know,
But I
it's,
think that's what they are referencing, though.
yeah, potentially.
I think I don't know. I haven't read into it, but I presume some of that's based on her experiences.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's what I got that vibe from.
It's really interesting. I thought the idea was original, and I'm talking like I didn't enjoy it. I did. I think I was actually just maybe slightly disappointed because I wanted a bit more. Maybe could I be sour? Maybe that's my attitude towards it. I'm not really sure. Again, it's only been a day. I saw it last night. I'm looking forward to the second episode, even though I've watched it in a really strange order. But at the moment, I think it's called Striking Vipers. Is that the first episode?
Striking
Yeah.
Vipers is the first one,
It's
yeah.
very much only because obviously as a gamer and obviously again a completely original idea and very interesting topic. I feel like I could talk a lot more about Striking Vipers. I'd put that. I think I said a 7.5 or a 7 for Striking Vipers. I'd put this one down at a 6 only because Miley Cyrus's one only because there's a lot of Black Mirror episodes that I've like jaws almost hit the floor. And I think that's what Black Mirror is about. So yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. It
Didn't meet the standard.
Yeah, I just think Black Mirror's got such a high bar now. It's kind of almost done itself a little dirty. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out because it is impressive. But maybe I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Bit in a weird place.
I just liked how Falcon was in it. Obviously from the Avengers.
Oh
Striking
yes,
Vipers.
yeah.
And so I went, oh, it's him. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Is he going to grow some wings? That could be quite. You
Do you think the second episode, the ones that we both haven't seen, is that the best one?
I just really like Andrew Scott a
Okay.
lot, and his performance was awesome. It's a lot simpler than the other ones, but for me it was a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the moment, Striking Vipers has the highest rating by I think a whole amount. I want to say Striking Vipers is 7.8,
nice.
and I think the second episode is 6.7, and I want to say Miley Cyrus is 6.2.
Okay.
I think that's what it's sitting
Yeah,
at the moment.
I might be, but
Interesting.
I think I'm slightly biased because I really like Andrew Scott. But
However, I
Ooh.
saw those ratings after watching Striking Vipers before watching Miley Cyrus's episode, and I think I'd be lying in saying it might have had an impact.
Oh,
Maybe.
is this the IMDb score?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
yeah,
Do you ever
that's
have
the
that
tricky
when you
thing.
see-
Yeah,
when you
all the
see-
time.
I
Like
never
Chernobyl
Look,
is-
I never look at IMDb ratings for TV shows.
We didn't for Men in Black. I wish I did.
But if you saw that,
Actually,
you would
what
go
is
in with a
this
terrible
IMDb?
attitude.
Exactly.
Which
True.
I haven't gone in
True.
with an awful attitude, but it's just I've gone in going, this one isn't going to be as good
Yeah.
based on popular opinion.
Yeah.
Which is a bad thing because everyone should be an individual, but everyone's going to be lying if they weren't influenced by people's opinions. But yeah, that's me done.
Cool.
Yeah.
Its IMDb score is 5.6 for Men in Black International.
That's
As-
pretty low
or
for
on what we
IMDb.
call an IMDb average.
Yeah.
What about the Black Mirror? Have I got any of them right, or am I completely
Let's
off the
have a
mark?
look.
Have I lied through
So
the whole thing?
Black Mirror Striking Vipers. Let's have a look. Oh, I can't even spell the word black. I put Blacker Mirror. Oh dear. That would definitely be a different mirror. Striking Vipers is now down to 7.
Oh, okay.
Then we've got next episode, the middle one, Smithereens.
Yep.
7.7.
Okay.
That's
They're
gone up.
swinging. They're swinging.
And Rachel, Jack and Ashley 2, 6.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not too far.
Interesting.
Right.
Not
Okay.
too far
Cool.
off.
That's interesting.
So,
to
but
hear
yeah,
from
the worst voted one.
Yeah.
I mean, I would definitely put Striking Vipers above the Miley
without a
Cyrus
doubt.
one.
Without a doubt.
Oh, defo. But now I'm intrigued about Smithereens now. To watch that at some point. The IMDb tiny synopsis: a cab driver with an agenda becomes the center of attention on a day that rapidly spirals out of control.
Interesting.
It's a pretty good synopsis.
So yeah, and it doesn't spoil anything.
Cool.
Fantastic. Well, I'm you know what? I'm going to try and watch that for next week.
I'm
That's
probably
my
going to watch it either tonight or tomorrow. So
Nice.
yeah.
That sounds like a good fan. That sounds like a
Cool.
good plan. Sweet. Has anyone watched anything else?
I think we're all good.
Pretty much it for
I
me.
Save
don't, I
it.
don't think I have.
Nothing
Save it for the
notable.
podcast.
Yeah.
Sweet. Anyway, yeah, that has been the Where's My Kit Bag podcast featuring myself, James.
Me, Will.
And I'm Steve.
And we'll be back next week with episode 23. Excited. So yeah, we've been Where's My Kit Bag podcast. Thanks for listening to the Where's My Kit Bag podcast. Please feel free to drop us a comment or like or anything else in the section down below, or hit us up on our Instagram and Twitter, F6 Media Film, or drop us an email, technet@farnborough.ac.uk.